Alright, so the question is, calculate the mass of sodium sulfate produced when 3.5 grams of sodium hydroxide is neutralized by dilute sulfuric acid. And let's just say you're given the equation 2NaOH plus H2SO4, and that produces sodium sulfate plus water. Alright, so the first step is to work out the molar mass of the reactant. So the reactant is this. That is the reactant. And so here Na is 23. You know, oxygen is 16. Hydrogen is 1. So that makes 40 grams per mole. 40 grams per mole. If we use the equation, so moles is equal to mass over molar mass. And we get 3.45 is in the question, 3.45 in the question. The molar mass is 40. And so you end up with 0.08625, 0.08625 moles. Step 2. The ratio now. So now the question is asking for the mass of sodium sulfate, and we are given sodium hydroxide. So can you see here you've got 2 moles there and 1 there. So here you've got 2 to 1. So there are fewer moles of sodium sulfate produced. So what do we do? So we've got to halve it. So because we have 2 moles and 1, and we want to work out this one, this is half of that. So we need to half it. Okay, so we need to half it. So we got that as that one, right? What happens when you half it? You have 0.04313 moles. And then again, from the previous part, from the previous video, from the previous clip I just done, the molar mass. Let's work out the molar mass of this, right? The molar mass of that. So here you got 23. So Na is 23. 2 lots of 23. And you add sulfur, which is 32.1, and you've got 4 lots of oxygens, and so you have 142.1. So you times this by 142.1, and you should get your answer as 6.13.
Okay, so let's have a look at this fracking question. What is the magnificent mass of sodium sulfate produced when 3.45 grams of sodium hydroxide is fracking neutralized by fracking diluted sulfuric acid? Now, the equation is 2NaOH plus H2SO4, that gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. Now, the first step, work out the molar mass. So you know that sodium is 23, oxygen is 16, hydrogen is 1. Add all of them together, you get 40 grams per mole. And we know that the equation mass is equal to moles times molar mass. And so rearranging for moles, you should get mass divided by molar mass, so which is 3.45 divided by 40, and you get 0.08625 moles. Step 2. Now, because we're just focusing on the sodium hydroxide, and we are working out the sodium sulfate. We're just focusing on the sodium hydroxide and the sodium sulfate. So you have 2 moles on the left-hand side and 1 mole on the right-hand side. So the ratio is 2 to 1. But because we want the one on the right-hand side, we just half it. So half of 0.08625 is 0.04313 moles. Then we've got to convert the moles back into mass. So now mass is equal to moles times molar mass. Now we need to work out the molar mass of Na2SO4. So you've got 2 sodiums, 1 sulfur, 4 oxygens. Altogether, the molar mass is 142 grams per mole. So therefore, the mass is 0.04314. Huh? I mean, there's a mistake there. It should be 0.04313 times 142, and you should get 6.13 grams.